Hello, what's up? What's up? This is the inaugural episode of Keeping It Real Politics, where we keep it real. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about Donald Trump and his re-election campaign for 2020. And here on Keeping It Real, we do just that. We keep it real. And the reality is this, man. Donald Trump's winning re-election. When we keep it real, we can like it, not like it. It is what it is. The reality is that Donald Trump he's going to get reelected. Now let's get into the why behind it. Again, I'm not necessarily saying I like it. I don't like it, to be honest with you. But the reality is the Democrats are stuck on stupid. And so I'll definitely be doing some other videos about how the two-party system is bogus. It's a false paradigm that we're stuck with. But being that as it may, 2016 should have been every example that we needed more than two parties. The reality is that the American people in general, they see two parties, they're stuck on stupid. They're going to want one of the two parties to win regardless. And so the reality is Donald Trump he's a joke, he's a clown. Is he a narcissistic sociopath? Absolutely he is. Is he economically illiterate with the tariffs that he's pulling? Absolutely. But you show me a Democrat that is actually better than that. The Democrats are actually going to be worse. Look at their policies. Look at what they're talking about as far as economic policies that they're trying to espouse. They're talking about a $15 minimum wage. You tell me where that's going to work for our economy. Just tell me. How's it going to work? So the same people, you mean to tell me that they're being paid $7.25 an hour that aren't even worth $7.25 an hour, you want them to get paid $15 an hour? Because the Democrats, whatever they're talking about, they can identify an idea and a problem, but their solutions are totally stupid. $15 minimum wage. It works if we worked in a static economy. We don't have a static economy. We have a dynamic economy. If you pay people $15 an hour, do you really think that those companies are going to be able to hire those same people for those jobs? No. They're not going to hire the same number of people. They're going to cut the number of people they're going to hire. Furthermore, they're going to have automation, whatever they can have where they can eliminate jobs so they can keep from having to pay people $15 an hour, they're going to do that. That doesn't make them bad people. It makes them smart business people. Because you got to understand, the same people that are getting paid $7.25 an hour right now that don't really care to show up to work on time, you now have to pay them $15 an hour. So they get paid $15 an hour, but does that mean their attitude changes? No, it doesn't. They just get paid $15 an hour for basically for nothing. Okay? Secondly, the Democrats are on this LGBTQ bandwagon, which they've gone too far. So for everybody that wants to talk bad about Donald Trump, and again, there's plenty of things you could say bad about Donald Trump, but the fact that he's on this anti-PC crusade, that's where some of his people come from. And the Democrats, they're just too stupid to figure it out that when they go over the top as far as wanting inclusion, quote unquote, diversity, quote unquote, they're going too far. LGBTQ, look, nobody wants anybody to get bullied for being who they are. But the reality is, when you've got trans people who are acting as if a man who says he's a woman should compete against other women and actually take that seriously, the Democrats don't realize that they're doing themselves a disservice. That's why some people are going for Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump, again, he's a buffoon. Let me make it absolutely clear. I do not like the guy. He's a piece of scum. He's a jerk. But at the end of the day, the people who support him a lot of times don't like him. They like him because he's anti-PC. You know, he says things that people a lot of times feel that they want to say, but he just comes out and says it. He doesn't care about the ramifications. He lies a lot of times, but at the end of the day, a broken clock is right twice a day. And the reality is, this LGBTQ overly sensitive society the Democrats are trying to espouse is going to steer people towards Trump. So just those two issues alone, the fact that the Democrats are unrealistic about the minimum wage, the fact that they're overly conciliatory towards the LGBTQ community, and thirdly, the reality, and the main, I should probably had this first, but the reality is an incumbent president basically has the advantage. Unless the economy just absolutely tanks, he's getting reelected. All you have to do is look at the past. History, let history be our guide. History is our guide. Donald Trump, unless the economy absolutely tanks, and it quite possibly could with him doing the tariffs with China and now Mexico. I mean, it quite possibly could tank, but unless it does, a good economy is basically the issue that people vote on. So the only recent example you can see where the economy kind of went south was George H.W. Bush, and that's what let Clinton get in there. But the past few presidents, Obama, George W. Bush, Clinton, they had 2 terms. Reagan had 2 terms. So the only thing that's going to kill the possibility for a second presidency, a second term for Donald Trump, is if the economy tanks. And the Democrats have yet to put forth a candidate. They probably have like 10,000 candidates to this point. None of them have come forth with a vision that is going to be better than what we currently have. And people are voting with their pocketbooks. So again, Donald Trump is a joke. He's a jerk. He's a buffoon, narcissistic, sociopath, all of that. But unless the economy tanks, the Democrats, because they don't have a candidate that can counteract that and is actually talking some sense, they're going to lose. So that's the inaugural episode of Keeping It Real Politics. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below, and be looking forward to more content like this in the future. Keep it real, and I'm out.